Look, hey, why do I know that my time coming up? Out of my mind, all my time ain't enough. Stayed on my grind many times, I was stuck. Had to wax the rail, rip it, tray out like I'm young, cause I am in the scenes I got. Little more to give y'all than the people I'm not. Step foot in the game, young, life's change, Hate them more cause I'm up and I don't even fly like. But I'm here, I see rappers lying, dark roads, high beams. I know they hiding, but what you hiding from? You tryna run, you know I'm about to grill your ass. Hey, look, know it's my time, you must not rise. You was on my time when I ride in the beat. Manipulate time like you do with they minds. I'm sick and tired of the lies that you preach. Only up I climb, I'ma leave y'all down. I can show y'all how like the birds and the bees. Everybody trying to stunt, let them know the focus up. I know everybody's stuck to a certain degree, they are.
What is up, guys? We got another video for you guys today, and it's a much needed upgrade for our 23 GMC Sierra. And if you didn't see the last video, go check that out because that was another much needed upgrade. We actually did the mirror lights on our truck and we changed them out to Switchback. They're tinted lenses. They look much, much better. And of course, we're gonna do the same high standard on this upgrade, and we're gonna use nothing but the best, and the best would be Boost Auto Parts. So huge thanks to our friends over there at Boost Auto Parts. If you want to get any lighting for your truck, definitely go check them out. The link will be in the description below. And if you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. I'm gonna show you guys what we got. So in today's video, we're gonna be taking care of our fender lights here. And what we did is we got the Switchback versions, and they're frosted, so it'll look good on the white truck. The orange won't stick out as bad anymore. And yeah, so you can get multiple different like colors and stuff like that. You can go, well, not multiple different colors, but you can get orange and white, and then you can get different patterns and whatnot. So the Switchback means that it's going to blink when the truck blinks, so you do have to wire that. So we're going to show you guys how to do that in today's video. They do send a wiring harness. I've never seen a company send a wiring harness for you to wire something. That's crazy. I've done tons of upgrades on my trucks, and never once, this is the first time it's ever happened. So definitely a good company if you're, you know, a DIY or want to do it yourself. But let's get into the unboxing and show you guys what we got. Alrighty guys, so what comes in the box is a little magnet, so you can put that on your fridge. Pretty cool magnet. We've got a koozie, just like our last video, and we've got a nice sticker, Boost Auto sticker. Put that on the back of the truck. We've got a follow them on social media card. Make sure you guys go do that. Go give them a follow at their socials. And then we've got our wiring harnesses. So there's a front and a back wiring harness. They have a link there for the instructions on how to do this. We're going to show you that today on how to do it. But this is what makes the blinker work. So you have to tap it into the headlight, and it's pretty simple when they give you a harness. So then we got our lights right here. Let's get the box out of the way. Just open those up. As you can tell, they look sweet. Frosted white lights. And just, they speak volumes. They're amazing. Great quality. Got a plastic still on them. They're just absolutely amazing. So what we're going to need to install these is we're going to need a T15, a T20. We're going to need a 10mm and some trim tools. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so we're going to do the front passenger side first. You are going to have to move the wheel a little bit. I mean, if you have big ones like this, but even if you have small ones, you're still going to have to turn the wheel. So we're going to take out all the inner fender liner bolts, which there's tons of them. I don't have my mud flap on, but the mud flap, you'd have to take that off too. But there's still the bolts that you would remove for it. So we're going to remove every single bolt inside of the inner fender liner. And then there'll be a pin. Right here's a pin. So we're going to remove that pin, and then we're going to pull the whole inner fender liner out of the truck. And then we'll get on to the next step. It is also done by a T15. So remove all those, pull it out. Alright guys, so I left my fender liner just hanging on top of the tire, so I didn't have to remove it all the way. But I think I might be able to just get it from right down here. If you can see down in there, let me see if I can get you guys zoomed in there. That's actually the back of the light. So there's two T20 bolts there we're going to try to take out. And I think the way I'm going to do it is from reaching my hand down through in there. I think it'll just be easier because I got longer arms and I can't really get my head up to see like underneath in here. But you can do it either or, it really doesn't matter. So we're going to take those out, those two T20s, and then we're going to disconnect that wiring, you know, like harness right there, and then the light will pop out. Alright, we got the two T20 torque screws out, so now it'll just pop out. So I'm going to put my hand up in the back and push it out, and then grab it. So there you can tell, that's the old light. now we're going to put the new one in. And I'm probably going to clean up inside that channel. So do that, open the wiring harness so that we can wire the sequential turn signals in. If you didn't buy the sequential turn signals, then just skip this part, but that's what we're going to do. Alright guys, so now we're going to run this wiring harness from the front light all the way to the back. And we got the right hand side, so it'll say RH on it, if it'll focus. It says RH, so that means right hand. So we're going to unroll this, and then we're going to connect it to the front light. So what we're going to do, set this down. We're going to remove, let's see if I can get that in there. We're going to remove this bottom connector to the headlight. So we're just going to pull back on the red tab, and then we're going to push down on the black, and then it'll disconnect. So I can't do it with one hand, but we're going to do that, and then I'll show you guys. Alright, we're going to take this one from the wiring harness that doesn't have the red on it, and we're going to connect it to the headlight wiring harness. And then we'll take the other opposite end of it that has the red on it, right here, and we'll plug that into the headlight. So I'm going to try to do that real quick. There we go. So now we're going to push that red locking tab down, and then this other end right here is going to go right under the headlight, like that. Push the locking tab. Now we can route the wiring harness through. Let's see. Try to get through the hole. Okay, so now we've got the new wiring harness poking through the hole. We're going to take the old wiring harness, which is right here. We're going to tape up the end, and then it's just going to stay underneath the inner fender liner because we're not using it. So we'll tape that up in electrical tape, and it'll just sit back there. And then the new one, which is right here, we're going to plug in to the light. So we'll do that, and then we'll put the light back in with the two T20s, and then that front one will be done, and we'll have to move on to the back. Alright, so I popped the light in with the two T20s, and I turned the light on just to make sure it works. It does. That looks completely different than the factory orange back here. So it's definitely worth it. That is just hideous. Should never come on a white truck, let alone any color truck. But it's also got the blinker in it, so when you unlock, it blinks, which is just sweet. So it matches the mirror lights now. So you can get both these products at boostautoparts.com. Let's keep going on the install. We gotta run this harness all the way underneath the truck and back to there, and then we gotta undo the back half. Alrighty, so we took these bottom mud flaps off, and I left one bolt in hanging on the bottom. So we did that on both sides on the rear, and then now we're gonna take a trim tool and try to pry that off without breaking clips, which I don't think I'm gonna be too successful at. Even though I have trim tools, I don't get that lucky with this kind of stuff. So we're gonna try to do that. Might take me a little bit because I'm gonna try not to break it, but pretty much there's a whole bunch of clips. You'll see when I pull it off, and you just don't want to break them. So we'll get into it. Alright guys, it's the next day. Today's Saturday. Started this Friday night. Started it late, I think around 8 o'clock, but we ran into some problems with the back that I had to take care of, so I had to order some parts. So the clips on this inner fender, or whatever you want to call it, the outer fender, whatever, but the clips on it, when you pull this off, it's definitely going to break 100%. So I will link in the description the replacement clips. They're on Amazon. I think they're like $10. So I ordered some, so we're going to resume today. So I got to pull this fender back off. I had to drive the truck for work, so I had to put it back on. It's only got like 3 clips holding it, so we'll show you guys taking it off. We just got to remove the mud flaps on the bottom, but we did get it wired in, so they do work. So let's see, if I hit the unlock button, it does blink. So that's pretty cool. So we ran the wiring harness all the way underneath the frame, and from the front headlight all the way back, which this one works as well. But we got the front fender liner put back in, and this whole side is basically done, besides the fact that we have to fix this back fender. So we're gonna pop it off, put new clips in it. I'll show you guys how to do that, and then we'll jump over to the other side and show you guys that one a little bit better. But make sure you buy those clips because you're gonna need them. So let's get into this. All right guys, so I got 4 bolts taken off of this. There's 1 up underneath here, and then 3 on that side. There's 1 more way back in right there, but I'm not gonna remove that. I just pulled this down, just give it a good yank like that, and now that's free. So you're gonna do that to both sides. So we'll do it to this side as well. There we go. So Now I can grab this piece and pull. As you can tell, mine's really loose because I only have a couple clips holding it in. So I'm going to pull that off though still, because I'm going to need 2 hands. Pull it off, and then I will show you guys the back of it. These are what the clips look like once they break. Let me see if I can get you a good one. This is a good clip, and this is a bad clip. So this one breaks. So the 2 pieces on the outside come completely off. So we'll show you. Alright guys, so we got the fender popped off. All the way around popped off. All these clips, these 2 clips here, go onto this spot right here, which are different than the normal ones. They actually look like this, so they're a little bit different. But that one, we'll just slide those back on there. Those were intact. It actually breaks the plastic housing, so you can still use it. Now, this bag right here is 30 brand new clips. See if I can show you. 30 brand new clips. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these old clips. I'm going to replace them all, but we're going to take the old ones and we're going to pop it out. So we're just going to push it down and they come out. So we're going to grab a new one and we're just going to pop it right back in the same hole. And we're going to do that all the way along this piece. There's tons of broken ones. So we're going to replace them all, and then we're just going to snap them back in. So yesterday what we did is we put this light in with these 2 T20s on the backs. We put the wiring harness through. We routed it all the way through these little clips on the back of the fender. So you just route it all the way down and then back through the hole that the factory one comes through, and you just run it from there all the way to the front. So that's what we did yesterday. I'll show you a little bit better on the other side, but we're going to replace all these clips and then we're going to pop it back onto there. So all right, we're going to take a rag and we're going to wipe down this inner channel. You don't have to do that, but I don't want it to be dirty, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to pop it back on. So I'll show you. All right, we got all the new clips in. I just replaced every single one of them, like I said. We got them all in. One thing when you put this back on, you got to make sure that this inner fender liner piece goes on the inside of this. So you just got to try to hold it up and push it in at the same time. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to push it in, get this to go underneath it, and we'll show you guys afterwards. All right guys, we got it pushed back on there. So I just got to put the mud flaps back on that are at the bottom. And yeah, so we're just going to remove this plastic tape. And there we go. That looks absolutely amazing. Let's go do that to the front one. Just remove this plastic. Now we got one side completely done. And it looks way, way better in that white or frost than it does in the orange. So we're gonna hop over to the other side, get the other side knocked out, show you guys a little bit more on that side since we got the new clips and it's not nighttime. So let's hop over there. All right, so moving on to the driver's side, we're gonna remove all the T15 Torx bits, like this one right here, so that we can drop down the inner fender liner, same as the other side. So we're gonna drop that down, and then we're gonna get to that light once we drop it down. So let's do that, remove all those, and if you have mud flaps, make sure you remove the mud flaps. I don't, so I don't have to do that. All right guys, we got the inner fender liner dropped down. We went up through the back, took the 2 T20 screws out, so now this just pulls out, and then you can unconnect this connector. So you just push the red tab up, and then you'll push down on the black part and then pull it off. I can't do it with one hand, but then we'll tape that up, push it back through that hole, and then we got to hook up the new one. All right guys, we got the left hand side, so it'll say LH on it, if you can see that. So we're just gonna open that up and take the harness out. Be careful because there's zip ties in the bag still. So we're just gonna set that down on the ground, and then you're gonna take the one with the red and you're gonna plug that into the headlight, and then you're gonna take this one without the red on it and you're gonna plug that into the old harness, and then you'll plug this wire right here into the light that we just put in the fender. All right, so we're gonna take this end and we're gonna plug it in to the headlight. Just pop it right on to the headlight. So you'll push that in until it clicks, and then push the red tab forward on it. Now we're gonna take this other connector right here and plug it in to the old harness right here. So I'll have to do that with both hands, but we'll do that, and then we can run this wire up to the fender light. Alright guys, bear with me because this kind of stuff's hard to see, but this new wire, I ran it all the way up in there, and I zip tied it way up top, which it's hard to see in a big old jumble of wires, but it's this wire right here, and I ran it up there and zip tied it. There's a little hole. You can see the zip tie up there. So now it runs to this light perfectly. Now we're gonna take it and we're gonna run it right down in through, let's see if I can show you guys, in between the frame, or no, the body and the frame. So right in between that body mount, we're gonna run it right through that crack. And normally on the other side, I brought it up and I hooked it back here on that. So it's the same thing I'm gonna do on this side. So it goes up through the fender liner and hooks on that little tab way back in this corner right here. That tab's like right here. For reference, it's like right here. So now we're gonna run it all the way down between the frame and the body. Okay, so I've got it ran through that hole down there, as you can tell. Now I'm just gonna run it on the frame all the way back up over the axle. So it's gonna go on the top of the frame here, and I'm gonna run it all the way back to this point right here, and then we'll run it into the hole on this inner fender liner. Alright, we got the wire ran all the way from the front to the back. It's hanging out down there because I gotta take this apart, and it started raining out, so we had to put a canopy up. But now we can remove the mud flaps on the lower side. So we're just gonna remove the bolts on those, the T15 Torx bits, and then we'll pop those down just like we did on the other side, and then we can start popping this fender off. So that's the funnest part of it all. Alright, we got both of those off, so now we can pull off the fender flare, or whatever you want to call it, and just have a fun time breaking the clips, because that's inevitably what's going to happen. So definitely make sure you get some extra clips. But it's worth it because we're going to have some nice Boost Auto lights in there, and it's just going to look factory plus, so that's what we're going for. Let's get to it. Alright guys, we got it to come off. You just pop it off. It's pretty hard, but some of the clips will stay inside of there. You'll just have to try to pry them out with like a specific trim tool. Here's the fender right here. So we're just going to remove these two T20s. Right here there's one, and right here's one. I know I already showed you guys just a better look at it. So just remove those, and then we're going to put all new clips in it that we ordered on Amazon. And then, yeah, we'll have to take this wire out, the factory one out, electrical tape it, and then put the new one through there. Alright, we've got the new light in. I'll show you guys the back of this. There's one tab right there that on both sides it stays stuck in the inner fender liner. So, not the inner fender liner, but on the bed, which is this one. So what you actually do to get this one out without breaking it, because I don't have extras of that, is you're going to put your hand inside of this, drop this down a little bit, put your hand inside of there, and then pinch both sides, and then pull it out at the same time, and then you just replace it into the inner fender, and then you pop it all back on. So to get the ones out that stayed in there, I'm going to use this little plastic trim removal tool. It's got like these little hooks. You'll put that in between the paint and the bottom of it. Let's see if I don't think I can do it one-handed, but you'll put that in there, and then you'll just pry it, and it's going to break it. But you can get these on Amazon, I think. But you're going to want that because you're not going to want to use like a screwdriver or something, because that's going to scratch it up and it's going to rust eventually. So make sure you have this kind of a tool so you can pop those out. Alright, so we got this new harness that we ran from the front through that hole. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the fender up, we're going to mock up to where it needs to go, and then you're going to have extra, so the slack you'll have to draw back through the hole, and then we'll like wind it up behind and zip tie it. I'll show you that. I won't be able to do it all on camera just because I'm going to need both hands, but I'll try to show you some of it. Alright, so we got it ran just like that to the light. We plugged it in, and we just clipped it in all these little clips all the way down it. So then we're going to take the rest of the slack and just put it back through that hole, and then we'll take this, and just like the other side, we're going to push it in all the clips, and we're just going to make sure that the inner fender liner right here is going in between this. So we want it to sit on that inner lip. So let's get it on. Alright guys, so this is the underside of the truck. So this is the little hole where the wire goes through. So I just took all the extra and just zip tied it up. Yeah, it doesn't look the prettiest, but I mean, at least it's in a loom and it's not too bad. So instead of cutting it and modifying it, just do it like that. It's the easy way to do it. So we'll just cut all these zip ties off, and then we'll be done with the install. Alrighty guys, we got our fender lights in. They look amazing. We've got the mirror lights that match the fender lights now. Those look great too. Those are from Boost Auto Parts. If you didn't see the last video, these are their 2019 and up mirror lights. They are sequential switchback, so they blink orange when the turn signal's on, just like this. And they have the cargo lamp in them, and they're smoked. So they look really, really good. I can't say enough good things about them. And now we've got the fender lights in, which just looks amazing. I know the cab lights up there stick out like a sore thumb, and then the headlight, of course, but I don't think I'm gonna get the headlights done. That's a lot of work. But I am gonna get some new cab lights for the top. White ones would look amazing up there, of course, by Boost Auto Parts, because if you want to do your stuff right and choose good products so you're not going to have to rip out all the time, then you definitely need to choose them, because I've ran them on multiple trucks and they were just amazing, flawless. These fender lights, the install is not too hard on them. As you just seen, it probably takes about 10 minutes to do the front. The back's where the headache comes in, just because the back fender you have to take off, and it's held in by clips, and the clips do not like coming out. So link will be in the description below for the clips, because you're gonna have to replace them. I replaced all of them. I didn't have to. I broke probably 5 per fender, but I just replaced them all anyways, so I never have any problems in the future. And I think that's kind of a smart thing to do. It was like $20 for a whole pack of 60, I think it was. So no big deal on that. But that's why you want to buy quality products, because you do not want to have to do that all the time when your lights go out because you bought cheap ones. So make sure you get Boost Auto Parts' lights. They're amazing. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. Truck's filthy, but that's just an amazing light. And it blinks when the turn signal's on. So that's the sequential switchback. They come with their own harness, like you've seen, and just looks amazing. So I can't say enough good things, and we will see you in the next video.